Hello everybody, this is Fuji here, and I hope everyone is doing well. We have a bit of a cool video to show you. Video about a camera, no less. These are a pair of Sony EVI-D70 pan-tilt zoom cameras that my buddy, who was in town for a time, who swung by for a visit, brought to me. There's a story behind these, and then we'll get into just how freaking awesome they are. Uh, these are cameras that he used a number of years ago uh, to do video chatting, video conferencing with the social group that we're in, the tech social group that we're in, and he thought, I guess it would be awesome to use one of these, and indeed it would be. It was awesome to the point where I just had to ask him uh, what he was using as a camera, um, and he said, "Oh, he's just using a pan tilt zoom camera," and he showed me which one it was. And at the time, I had every intention to get that project underway, but life got in the way, and things took precedent as they do, and I went ahead and kind of axed the project, but um, these hail from sometime during the early 2000s, and they are standard definitions, so a lot of people might turn their nose up at them at this point. But for what they're going to be used for, they couldn't be more suitable. They're going to be used for the purpose of environmental viewing. They're not going to be looking at very acute images. Um, they have the ability to zoom in 24 times, and the video quality, which is delivered by a Zeiss lens, no less, um, is is very warm and nice and rich and clear and crisp. But if it not being HD is not enough for you, then they might not be cameras that you should seek out yourself. They have different forms of connectivity. This one, they both are identical, but this particular model has S-video and composite, and you can also, if not using the remote is good for 3 cameras, so you can set the affinity, infrared affinity here. So this is designated a camera infrared selector number 1. But you could also hook these up to a RS-232 or some other kind of controller if you wanted to use them in another room for surveillance or something like that, where a remote would not be suitable. So if you had a panel with a bunch of these hooked up to it, you could do that. But if you're just using them for infrared purposes, the remote supports up to 3 camera selections. Now this stuff is a bit dusty. It does need some cleaning. I can only assume he just had them stored away when he was changing his setup around. But they do work, and man, are they awesome. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you just the fluidity of how just smooth and just quality the armature and movement is on these cameras. They're better than some of the. I've dealt with some pan tilt zoom camera installs before, and I've not seen them this smooth for their age, and for how early the technology is compared to what's being belted out now. As far as how it moves, just it's silky smooth, it's buttery smooth, and I'll show you. Let me just do a recalibration sequence here, and I'll show you. And you can then manipulate it to do whatever it is you want to do. Look wherever you want to look. Up, down, side to side. As it rotates 180 degrees left and right. And I can just put it back to its default viewing angle. Now, when you're done using it, you can put it into standby mode, and that turns your shutter off and it goes into a sort of a power saving standby state. But when you want to use it again, it'll wake up and recalibrate itself, so that way you know it is alive. And ready for service. So, I have 2 of these cameras, and I do intend to use both of them. I'm going to start out with one. The video capture method is going to be the trick here. S-Video and PCI Express cards do exist, but trying to find one that is, one, budget friendly, and 2, compatible with contemporary versions of Windows such as 8, 10, and 11. They do exist, but they do come at a premium because now these are considered a niche format when they used to just be commonplace on every household camcorder known to man. But they will get used. They are. This is not an if or will I ever. It's and I am going to do this, and if for some reason the card that he will send me at a later time refuses to cooperate under Windows 10, which is what it says it supports. It supports 8, 10, and if it supports 10, it'll likely support 11. If there is a conflict with that, there are TV tuner cards that will happily support these via an S-Video input signal. So, I just wanted to show you these and just how awesome they are. Let's do that once more. And they just sound so cool. Those servos are just lovely. So they're going to be put up probably up here, so it could look at the broad view of this half of the room where this part of the desk is, so you can see just the overall gist of what I'm doing. Again, these are for environmental and spatial viewing. If I want to show anything in any high definition, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my higher definition cameras that I have mounted to the desk closer. So if I'm doing like a in-depth device inspection or just an overview of something, these are not going to be the cameras that I use that I do that with. These are going to just be getting the shot, different angles, stuff like that. So the next video you see is going to be me probably standing in front of one of these things and having that feed into an OBS capture environment, and just having one of my microphones hanging from the ceiling, and we'll see how that works. But I'm really jazzed to have these as a part of my setup, and I thank him a lot for thinking of me. Out of all the things that he could have been thinking about going on this trip here, he put these in the trunk of his car, and he brought them to me when he had a visit. So I will ask him if I can plug his channel, and if he approves of that, I will leave his channel in the description below. But that's it for today. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and if you observe it, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your day. But that's it. Again, I'm really jazzed about these. This is Fuji, signing out.